for me, it's a painful journey of finding the intangibles to truly make me happy again, which was everything that I lost. So, for me, it's been finding the stabilization, it's been self-improvement, it's been growth, it's been being honest more than anything, which has been probably the hardest thing, because I was living a pretty dishonest life for a long time. And that's not just with me, it's been with my family as well. The people who have supported me are the people who have been hurt the most. So that's been part of my recovery. It's not just been my personal growth, but it's been developing those bonds with everyone else as well, right? So pretty grim. It's pretty dark. I mean, the months leading up to here, which was pretty much equivalent to the last 2 years, I was sleeping days away. I intentionally bought blackout curtains to just sleep the day away. The sun was not my friend. I had I'll say I had one suicide attempt. I had two, but one was really a cry for help, and one was the real deal, which thankfully it was botched. I was just miserable. I was really miserable. I was just not happy, Like I knew what was wrong, and I knew what I needed to fix, and I knew treatment was the way to go. But I just I couldn't sort of put my butt in gear to do that. And most of the reason for that was because I was hopeless. I didn't think even with treatment I would have gotten the help. I don't think even with treatment I would have gotten. I wouldn't have achieved the life that I wanted to have, even with getting help. And as desperately as I wanted the help, and as desperately as I wanted to be happy again, it wasn't happening. I didn't see that happening at all. So it was pretty dark. I lost a lot of friendships. I lost a lot of faith in myself. And I knew that there were those that were still in my life that loved me and were supporting me, who had no idea what was going on, because, like I said, everything was a secret. I was very dishonest. People were just nervous because they didn't know what was wrong, and I was too ashamed to tell them. But it's funny, I got clean about a month before coming here. I said, I gotta quit these pills. I was taking opioids. I had a 12-year addiction to cocaine. And after, I'd say, the first 2 months of starting it, I was maybe doing a 0.5 gram, and then it was going right into maybe an 8-ball every day or every 2 days for about 10 or 11 years. So it was a pretty aggressive addiction. And it took about 2 years it was probably longer than that, but I can remember about 2 years of really saying, it's time to stop, you gotta stop. And of course, anyone who's suffered from any addiction knows you try and you really want it, but you can't, and the next day you're at it again. So that was my life for 2 years, until I don't know what happened, but something happened and I just stopped, and that was it. So I was abstinent, but I knew something was amiss, because years later I developed a new addiction to opioids. If I did validate any of the good, it lasted minutes, and I'm not even joking, it was minutes, and then it was, you're really not good enough, you're not good enough. But that's one of the ththings that I learned here, that not just gives me pride, but it makes me more proud for other facets of my life. Like, for example, my well-being, my health, that's something that's so seemingly insignificant, but for years I wasn't taking care of myself. So, I found things here that I adopted that became so much stronger, like yoga and mindfulness and meditation and working out. Like, these were things I couldn't get out of bed for years. And now I'm waking up in the morning, I'm doing yoga in the morning. I'm doing, I go to the gym every day. I see a personal trainer 3 days a week. Food, that's one thing I didn't mention before. I had a horrible relationship with food, virtually my whole life. I would just, I wasn't anorexic or bulimic, but I purged a lot, and then I would go 2 or 3 days without eating. And this was also not inactive addiction. This was just, I was like that. I could go lengthy times without eating, and then eat. But here, food is such a big part of recovery. Food, but more nutrition is a big part of recovery. So my inter-family growth is, I've had a close relationship with my family since forever. But my parents were very nervous about me through my active addiction. So that's virtually, it's just you know, we're back to where we were when I was maybe about 14, you know, when things were really, really good. So that's a big thing. Me and my brother, we love each other, but we didn't really have a close relationship, you know. We're only 3 years apart, excuse me, but we just had sort of different lives. And although my brother didn't know what was going on with my addiction, he knew something was amiss, something was going on, and we just sort of separated. And now when we're in the same room, he smiles, and he hasn't done that in a long time. So it's things like that. I've just made so many changes from where I was. Some of the things that I already spoke of, you know. It's just a different life, you know. I'm happy. You know, just on my way here, I had a friend message me because I've been trying to bring him to a meeting for a long time. And he said he's going to come tonight, and he says I'm his inspiration. So when I hear things like that, I'm like, really? Like 2 years ago, I had no inspiration. Now I'm somebody's inspiration. So it's things like that that make me really proud. You know, and again, to talk about the things that are insignificant, you know, getting out of bed in the morning, such a menial task is, you know, I'm proud to do that now. You know, I take care of things in the morning now. Definitely reach out because it's not going to hurt you, it's only going to benefit you. I might be speaking from experience when I say that, but you know, I was here for 42 days, and every person I met did one of those things. They either spoke to a family member, or you know, they spoke to their boss, or they spoke to someone online. You know, reach out, be fearless, leave pride at the door. Those are the things that I would say.